What's good with it, man? We up. Um, Trying to be consistent, man. I've been doing well, so I said I'm gonna keep it going. Um, bro, we gonna keep it real today. We gonna keep it real. This is gonna be a longer video. I already know it, and if you gotta come back, watch it later, do that, cause I feel like I'm gonna drop some gems that everyone needs to hear, and we just gonna get right into it. So today, but I can tell by the title, man, it's we're talking about building resiliency. Now, how this came about was me and my homeboy Mike that be on the channel. Yeah, I used to see back in the day. We was chopping it up one day, man, and we were talking about being in the Marine Corps, being NCOs, which is basically like supervisors in the military. We're overcharge of. I mean, we're in charge of a lot of people, a lot of different Marines at different age brackets. You got some people that's like 18, 19. You got some people that we in charge of that's in their 30s. You know what I mean? And you get a chance to kind of learn about these people and figure out their life situations. And I will say one thing that the Marine Corps has taught me a lot as a leader is man, you learn so much about growing up black. Like, to give y'all a little background on me, bro, like I won't say that like I had it like terrible, like I was starving at night and things like that. But I had it rough. I mean, in a lot of ways. Homeless shelters, with my mom, goddamn, living in the attic for like 3 years with her, and things like that. Like sleeping on floors. Like I've been through the, you know what I mean. But when you growing up, you kind of look at it to where black people's the only one that go through that. And being in the Marine Corps really showed me that all races go through it. You know what I mean? And the thing that I'm talking about now with resiliency is that there's a small percentage of Americans that go through that. Like we in a it's like a little joke I always say, bro. We in a first world country for real. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas out here is mad about red cups at Starbucks. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers in India is cutting their kids' arms and legs off so they can be better panhandlers. And if y'all think I'm joking, look that up. That's a real thing. Like people like in India will like handicap their kids so they can get more money on the street when they begging. Like that's a real thing. So it's so contrastingly different that like you got us here worried about this innocuous, just small bullshit, and you got people going through real things. So you know when you're dealing with these Marines and these people that are younger, you start noticing like the lack of resiliency these motherfuckers got. Like the smallest little thing just flusters and frazzles them so much. Like you could be talking to somebody and it could be something as simple as they just beefing with their girl. Not they got broken up with. Not that they caught her sucking dick in the bathroom with two crackheads. You know what I mean? Not that like they walked in on their grandma, getting a train ran on them. Nothing crazy. It's just they beefing with their girl, right? And these dudes would shut down. I'm talking about completely straight up like they don't want to work. They don't want to come to work. They don't know. Like everything just goes south because of just one little obstacle in their life. And when I was talking with Mike about it, we was just like, bro, these Marines, bro, just don't got no resiliency in them. They don't got no type of backbone, no type of understanding that like life happens, things are gonna go wrong. Like no matter what you do, I mean, whoever you are. But we was talking about like how to build that resiliency, and today that's what I'm gonna talk about. Um, this is really one of them things that like depending on the age you are, it changes. So I'm gonna go by age group. So to start off with it, if you're from the age of 18 to 25, you're in the building block years. And what I mean by the building block years is I'm only gonna go up to 30 because I'm only 26. So it'd be kind of stupid for me to sit here and tell you what you should be doing at 40. I'm not 40. You know what I'm saying? But if you're 18 to 25, you're in the building blocks of your life. And what you gotta understand is, bro, life is gonna happen. Things are gonna go rough, but you have to embrace it and be ready for it. And giving y'all an example with me, when I moved here to Virginia from Connecticut after training, gang, it was like one thing after another. And it was important to development of my career and my mental fortitude, because you don't want to be 30 years old and you've been kind of relying on your moms, relying on your dad. Every time something go bad, hey, auntie, can I get $100? Hey, aunt, can I get $100? Can I do this? Can I do that? Because when you keep doing that, when they can't give, you don't want to get in a situation where your peoples don't got the funds to give it to you and you need it. You see what I'm saying? And because that's when people end up homeless. That's when people end up, in bankrupt and all types of things like that. You want to make sure that you get ahead of the curve when it comes to finances and just your life in general, and how you respond to things and how you deal with things. Talking about the dude I was talking about that shut down. Bro, if you going to shut down because your girl and you was beefing, there's no way you can tell me that there's no way that he can convince me that if he got laid off tomorrow and she broke up with him the day after he got laid off, that he wouldn't just go into a downward spiral and just drink. That's what happens. And that's because you didn't build up the resiliency with it. And so, the first thing I would say to anybody that's in that age range from 18 to 25 is cut the lifeline. Stop asking your parents for money every 5 minutes. And the thing is, I don't know if y'all ever saw the movie Dark Knight. Was this the second one? No, it's the third one with Bane. So look, so if you watch The Dark Knight, there's a scene where Batman's jumping from this tower to a rope. I mean, he's jumping from a tower to a cliff or something like that. He's trying to get out of this pit that after he got his back broken by Bane. Pause, no diddy. And he's trying to jump. He keeps missing the jump. And at one point, the old head in the jail that he was in is like, you can't make the jump because you keep trying to grab the rope, Batman. You can't go. You too focused on what could happen as opposed to what you're trying to do. See, when you keep grabbing that rope, grabbing that lifeline, every time you fuck your money up, you go ask your parents for something, you go ask somebody for something, your brothers, your siblings. If every time you fuck your bread up, you go ask somebody for a handout, you keep using that lifeline, you'll never grow. I put it like this, when I was 20, 21, 22, when I spent the weekend chasing hoes and drinking and hanging out with my friends, if I fuck my bread up and I ain't had no money to feed myself that week, woo, boy, that shit hurt. I ain't gonna lie, that shit, I used to be like, God damn, I ain't got another. I used to be, bro, no lie, I used to be in my apartment scraping up change. Real shit. 2020 and 2019, I used to be in my apartment, cause sometimes I would have change for if I paid for something, I'd try to find quarters and go get me some oodles and noodles. That's how bad I fucked my bread up, but that's because I was doing dumb shit with my money. But here's what happened, right? I don't think that was 2019, maybe early 2020. I haven't had that issue happen since. And that's not because I haven't had rough spouts. It's not because, I haven't fucked my money up. That's because one thing I always make sure of is that I got food in the house. Before I go out, before I go on dates, before I do anything, I'm going to make sure I got food in this bitch because I don't want to go through that again. If when that happened, I went and called up my pops hey, can I get 100? Can I get this? Can I get that? You know what I'm saying? If I called my mom's, you would think that would have worked? Nah, I'm gonna keep fucking my bread up because I know I could call somebody. But when you know it's on you, you know what I'm saying? And this is the thing. And this is not me saying if you really go through it, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm hard headed. So me personally, especially when I first came to Virginia, because I was trying to prove something to myself. I would, to a fault, not ask for things. But that's because I needed to prove to myself I made the right decision. And that's another thing. Life is about confidence. If you go take a chance and a big risk, you won't have to eat a lot of those risks by yourself. When I moved to Virginia, I had a chip on my shoulder the size of my fucking fist. It was sitting right here. Because I was mad. I felt like I got counted out. Niggas doubted me. Niggas didn't believe that I could be what I think I could. I had teachers laughing in my face. He think he gonna join the Marine Corps. You know what I mean? People just talking crazy. You know what I mean? I couldn't, and I didn't have the support system that I felt like I should have had. So when I came down here, I was pissed. I was hot. I was like, nobody want to support me. Nobody believes in what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, fuck that. So me being mad, I'm like, I'm going to do it on my own. And let me tell you something. I took some L's. I took some ass whoopings in 2017. Man, I'll give you a story. Goddamn 2018, right? This is just one of them, but I'm at a shipyard job. They paying me $12 an hour. They working the shit out of me for $12 an hour. I just broke my hand. Just broke my hand. So I break my hand. At this point, I'm working 3 jobs. I got the shipyard, Ruby Tuesday, and I got the Marine Corps, which all of them is taking up time. I'm doing classes for the Marine Corps. I'm doing the shipyard. I gotta leave right after work and drive up to Ruby Tuesday. I'm washing dishes. I'm working. I'm getting after it. I decide to leave. I get a job offer from a company that's going to pay me $3 more and it's going to teach me more stuff. So I'm like, you know what? I took the risk. I said, I'm going to leave my job. I said, I came to Virginia for a purpose. I came here to prove a point, not just to the people around me, but to myself. Man, these niggas, not only these niggas, first off, they lied to me. The job title wasn't what it was supposed to be. I was just pulling cable. Second off, to make it worse, these niggas, they told me it was a permanent position. They gave me a temp job. So I just left a permanent job for a temp job that I got lied to. And they cut the contract early. So I'm about to get laid off. Bro, I was flat fucking broke. This is right before Thanksgiving. Mind you, I'm already like, I'm so broke. Like I said, I'm working 3 jobs. I don't got no money. I'm working 3 jobs. Like I got 6 kids at the crib all week long with no bread in my account. And these niggas laid me off. But I bounced back. I could have said, yo, I could have got on the phone and called everybody who I knew and tried my best to get something. I said, fuck that. And this is the thing, like David Goggins talks about self-talk. You got to have a self-talk with yourself. My self-talk with myself was, all right, nigga, you said you wanted to come down here. You said you got this chip on your shoulder, prove it. You said that, and this is me talking to myself. You said that you had the ability and the grit to be great. Prove it. Put your money where your mouth is. Don't call nobody, nigga. Show who you is. And I did it at that point. And that was a roadblock. That's what you're gonna have to. And adversity is one of those things you're gonna have to encounter roadblocks, and you gotta accept roadblocks. And they're gonna keep coming, even if you break one. That happened in 2018. 3 years later, right? When I'm thinking I'm doing good, I got a car now, I got an apartment, all this other shit. I leave jobs. I switch jobs again. Like I said in the other thing, like when you doing trades, jumping job to job is a lot of times better because you want more experience and more money. You see what I'm saying? Staying at a job forever is a bad idea. But I switched jobs again. Man, it'd be crazy. Again, I got lied to. But this time around, not only did I get lied to, these niggas, they hired me in October. They laid me off by like the day after New Year's. I ain't got no savings and I got an apartment. They finna throw me out my goddamn apartment, gang. I ain't had no bread. But you know what's different from that time to the time before when I got laid off? Now I got the mental fortitude to deal with it. Now, when it came, I didn't even tell nobody about when I got laid off the second time. I already knew I could bounce back. I already had full confidence in myself that whatever happened, I was gonna make it work. That's how much, but that's where the confidence comes in from when you go through enough of these at once. When you go through these hurdles and you get through it by yourself. Now, if you got like a girlfriend or something like that, or someone who you close to, and like use them. What I'm saying is, your first option when shit get tough is not to be reaching out for people. Like, oh, bro, please, somebody help. Fuck that, bro. This is your time. This is where you prove it. And this is where you have that grit, that mental fortitude, that just unwavering confidence in yourself. You see what I'm saying? And that's what you need to be successful in life. That's how you build it. But if you go through your whole life, and this is going back to what I was talking about the Marine Corps thing, when you go through your whole life and you never develop it, let me tell you something. I couldn't imagine going through some of the things I went through in 2017, 2018, 2019. I couldn't imagine going through it at like 28, 30 years old. And I had never been through anything like that before. That'd been terrible. Me being as young as I was, after about a year or so, you just accept that this is what life is. I don't be too stressed out. People will call me, You know what I'm saying? Oh, bro, you good? Like, cause I don't never like vent about shit. You know what I mean? Anybody who knows me will say, like, you ask me to vent, I'm gonna say some shit like, I ain't doing that Dr. Phil ass shit, nigga, I'm cool. But on a real, I'm just used to life. I know shit's gonna happen. Things outside of my control are gonna go left. So when you understand that, you accept it. But now if I was to not go through that and I'm living with my moms, I'm asking for bread whenever I'm fucked up and I'm doing all this, and I mean, and I really, that wasn't really an option for me. But even if it was, if I was doing that, man, at 30 years old, if I go through getting laid off twice, I'm like, whoa, you were shut down. Imagine taking a 13-year-old boy that's been sheltered his whole life in like Beverly Hills or something and throwing him in Syria. He fuck just being a culture shock. He'll shut down. Like, I'm just not moving. Because it's so drastically different than what his life is normally like. He'll just be like, what is this? What the hell is this? And that's what happens when you wait your whole life to go through hard times and stand up on your own. So now you 30 years old, 35, you like, what the fuck is this? Because that was me. I ain't gonna lie, 19 years old, I was like, bro, what the bro, I couldn't fathom. Like, it made no sense to me that I'm like, bro, I'm working as hard as I can and nothing is working. That's a hard feeling. That's a feeling I feel like every person should feel at least once. When you're putting 110% into something and getting no results back. You keep going anyway. That's when you know you got a mental fortitude that's unbreakable. That's when you know that you're on a different wavelength, a different level. You cut from another cloth than niggas. When you trying your best and you putting blood, sweat, and tears, everything you got, and you still failing. That shit, man. And you know what's so funny? And I talk about it, and you would think it'd be a sad feeling, bro. Talking about that shit warms my heart, bro. Like, I honestly wish I could go back to 2017 or 2018 or, early 2019. I wish I could go back and just experience it one more time. I shit you not. I'm talking about the bad times. I'm talking about the worst times, the mental breakdowns, all that shit. I wish I can go back and just live through it one more time. It warms my heart thinking about it. I still got my Ruby Tuesday dishwashing shirt in the room. I'm going to frame that motherfucker and I'm going to put it up in my office when I write my books because I want to remember it because it's a warm feeling. Because when you go through these hard times and you stick it through and you say, man, I'm going to do this regardless of what's in my way. I'm going to jump over these obstacles and these hurdles. It means so much more. And when people try to skip the process, when they try to go around and do the crypto, this is why niggas keep getting hit with all these scams. When you hear about the Jay Morrisons and all this other shit, the only reason why they successful in scamming motherfuckers is people just trying to skip the process. That's all that is. But when you go through it and you come out on the other side on top, and like I said, a lot of it, you're going to feel stagnant because ain't shit going to work. But when it does work, man, bliss. I'm telling you, bro, like it is, like, honestly, like sitting here thinking about those times back then, just it warms my heart, bro. It really does. And it's so unfortunate to me that some people will never experience that because they don't want to experience it. You got to introduce yourself to failure. My favorite saying from jiu-jitsu and from martial arts is there is no losses, just lessons. I've never taken a fucking loss in my life. I just had a bunch of lessons. A whole bunch of lessons. And I'm gonna keep learning till that day I die. And when you got that attitude, I'm prepared for whatever life throws at me. I know I'm gonna get knocked down in the future. I know I'm gonna go through depression in the future. I know life is gonna happen. And I'm gonna go through a lot. I'm gonna stand up every time. That's the purpose of mental fortitude. That's the purpose of building resiliency. That's the purpose of going through the trials and tribulations early. Don't wait. Like, if you're young and you've been avoiding the real hard paths, if you're getting older, you've been avoiding those real hard paths, don't wait. The longer you wait, the worse it's going to be. I promise you that. The longer you wait, the worse the transition is going to be. It's going to break you. So, yeah. This was definitely a longer one, man. But I had to get my thoughts on this, bro. Build that resiliency, man. But like I said, we keeping it consistent, bro. I'm gonna keep on with y'all, bro. Y'all be easy. This is Devontae is Reaper Training. I'll catch y'all on the downside.